Hello. Welcome back to the show. This is none other than The Civil Point with your host, moi, Ariana Dieva, and we are live with a breaking special news. It's insane, but it's not too shocking because it is right now 8:18 in the morning. We are all just waking up in America from an extremely successful No Kings protest with Donald Trump throwing a temper tantrum and a hissy fit in the White House at 1 a.m. in the morning about it, that people just do not like you. But we wake up to none other than news that there is no longer peace in the Middle East. A deal that lasted about 4 or 5 days has now been broken, and it's been broken by none other than the aggressors in all of this, Israel. Bibi Netanyahu. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we are talking about here. One news source that I've been beginning to love lately is Ground News. And I know everyone sees it everywhere in regards to politics and everything like that, but it is such a good source to understand where both sides are coming from in regards to reporting the news, as well giving it a centrist point of view. And I like to obviously look at all sides, but when we look at the center, I woke up to the news this morning that Israel launched attacks in Gaza in response to, apparently with no evidence. 1 minute, I have my hair. It's too early in the morning. With no evidence. So Israel launched attacks on Gaza with no evidence of them actually breaking the ceasefire agreement. So there's no production of evidence that Hamas actually broke the ceasefire, broke the peace agreement at all. But Israel continues to be an aggressor and launches attacks on Gaza, even though they received their hostages. And this is what I'm saying. It's never about actually honoring human beings with Israel. And I always say we have to be so weary when we look at a political figure, when we look at someone in power who uses religion as a cloak for destruction of humanity and tries to justify that justice and that tries to justify that destruction of humanity through their religious text. And that is something that Bibi does all the fucking time, as well as our own sitting president, Donald Trump, always invokes words of written religious text to justify their evil, manipulative, wrong, disgusting, just inhumane treatment of human beings. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ground News here and what Ground News reports on this. So on Sunday, the Israeli military launched airstrikes on Gaza after accusing operatives of attacking Israel forces, with media describing the operation as air raids and no immediate comment from either side. The ceasefire has been strained by Hamas's slow return of hostages and Israel's decision to keep the Rafah border crossing between Gaza and Egypt closed, pending return of all 28 deceased hostages. We all know that Israel is not going to stop. We all know that. Israel is not going to stop the attacks on Gaza. They are utilizing this Hamas situation for a distraction, as well destruction of a genocide of human beings, of Palestinians. I mean, we all know it. Israel has continued to be an aggressor. They are receiving their hostages back, just not in the time frame that they're wanting. But I'm not defending Hamas. I'm just saying that Israel needs to also take a step back and realize this is a volatile situation. They have to come to an agreement, which they did do, but they also have to work together because there's distrust between both sides. There's distrust between Hamas and Israel, as granted and as warranted, especially when it comes to Israel. Israel continuously shows that they are aggressor. Israel continuously shows they have no regard for human life. Israel continues to show that they have no regard for any sort of peace unless it benefits them. So when it comes to Israel, everyone has definitely an opportunity to say, okay, well, let's take this one step at a time and do this slowly so we can gain trust in the peace deal agreement so we don't release hostages and then you come and just blow up the whole Gaza Strip. How about that? Because that's the honest truth. Israel is untrustworthy. And I just want to say this right off the bat. I saw a TikTok where a Jewish person of a Jewish faith even said, like, Israel is not a religion. Israel is not a Jewish state. Israel is a terrorist state who uses Judaism to cloak itself to destroy human beings. There's no positivity. There's no religious faith in Israel. Like, this is not my words. This is someone from inside who has said that Israel is a terrorist state, not a Judaic state. Let's put that on the facts and on the maps, which brings clearance and a little bit of clarity in regards to what's going on here. It's not about protecting human beings. It's not about defending religious faith. It's about killing people in regards to religious texts that they don't even follow, that Israel doesn't even follow, because it's a Zionist state that works off of ethnocentrism. So if we go ahead and take a look at Trump's 20-point peace plan, let's talk about what stage you're in. So Gaza will be a decentralized, terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. We're in the process of that. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza who have suffered more than enough. If both sides agree to this proposal, the war will immediately end. Israeli forces will withdraw to the agreed-upon line to prepare for a hostage release. During this time, all military operations, including aerial and artillery bombardment, will be suspended, and battle lines will remain frozen until conditions are met for the complete staged withdrawal. Within 72 hours of Israel publicly accepting this agreement, all hostages alive will be deceased and will be returned. So that's, I guess, where Israel is claiming there is some dissension in regards to the peace agreement. They have not received all the hostages within 72 hours. And honestly, I'm not defending Hamas here. I'm not defending Hamas. I'm just saying there is obviously apprehension when it comes to returning these hostages. And Israel going ahead and striking Gaza again Sunday morning, this Sunday, August 19th, again going in with military force and striking Gaza shows why there is distrust and a rewarded distrust against Israel. So, I mean, yes, it goes back and forth, but right now I think what our president needs to do is take both these entities, the terrorist states, because they're both terrorist states. We need to have our president take both these terrorist states, not come to a peace agreement, but shut this shit down. If we are so powerful, if the United States is so powerful, oh my God, my hair just wants to be in my gloss. If the United States is so powerful and we are not beholden to Israel, as everyone knows we are, if Trump is so powerful, he would have the power with our allies to say, you know what? You guys are both terrorist states. You guys are both problems. Maybe we just need to shut this shit down altogether. So disband Hamas, disband Israel, disband Hamas, disband Israel, disband all your military forces, and we'll have peace in the Middle East. We will never have, quote unquote, peace in the Middle East as long as Israel is armed with weapons. And I can guarantee you that. Even when this peace plan was brought into play and agreed upon, guess what? I knew down deep in my soul, I was just like, it's not going to work out. Israel is just too vindictive. Israel is too much of a terrorist state to sit here and say we're going to agree to something that doesn't reward us 100%. They're selfish. They're greedy. Bibi is selfish. Bibi is greedy. Bibi is evil. So the only way to settle this, the way to end this war in the Middle East is for our president to say, all right, enough is enough, you petulant children. We're going to stop the wars altogether by disbanding not only Hamas, but disbanding Israel and making sure none of you are weaponized or mobilized for defense of war. It's the only way it's going to end, because Israel is an aggressor and will continue to be an aggressor as long as they are equipped with military backing. Now, the only reason this wouldn't happen is because, of course, Bibi and Trump are cuddled up, and Trump is beholden to Bibi because guess what? Bibi definitely has some shit on Trump, and what Bibi has on Trump has to be damning and devastating, especially when it comes to none other than the Epstein files. I think Bibi has those pictures of Trump. And that's why we keep sending all these trillions of dollars of money to Israel, because Trump is emboldened, enslaved, and he is corrupted to Bibi and Israel. Anyway, guys, this is the short one. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk more about the ongoing situation that's happening in Israel, in Gaza being bombed, and Hamas claiming that it was Israel who's now broken the ceasefire. And again, there's no more peace in the Middle East, as you know, our president wants to say. So enjoy the rest of your day. We'll keep you posted, and adios. And also, if you haven't already, before I go, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, because you don't want to miss out on breaking news, topics, and the podcast itself. I'm your host, Ariana Dieva. Bye.